Work it, girl. Work it, work it. You do that spin. Yes, queen. Hello there. It's me and welcome back. So, I feel like right now we could all do with a bit of a distraction. I don't know about you, but even filming this video for me is a major distraction. So today I'm gonna do a little bit of a mixture of a video because you guys seem to really enjoy my last video where I tried on my pageant dresses, and you've all been asking for a part 2, which will come, but I wanted to also do like a pageant get ready with me, glow up, answer all of your questions, tell you the truth on everything, because it's been like 3 years since I've spoken about my pageant experience, and I feel like a lot will have changed in my mind over that time, because obviously I've grown up and, you know, things have changed and I've looked at things differently. So I thought it'd be quite interesting. We're gonna go from this to hopefully something like this. But I used to have a hairstylist, a makeup artist, a spray-on fake tan, etc, etc, etc. And we aren't working with those right now, and that is a-okay. We are doing an at-home job and we are going to look bloody stunning. So even if you just want to use this, not as a pageant glow up, but just as a little glow up to make yourself feel, you know, sassy, and, you know, we can still feel sassy and beautiful looking like this in our pajamas with our wet hair straight out the shower. But you know when sometimes you just need a little like pick-me-up, it's fun to get dressed up and, you know, do something a little bit different. So, okay, let's go on with this video. I actually am gonna start, I'm gonna like take you through the whole process when preparing for a pageant, just so you know, you get the nitty gritty. So, one thing that always I considered was my body hair. Now that is a personal thing to me. I'm not telling anyone that they need to remove their body hair. If they like it and they want it, then that is totally up to them. I am someone that doesn't, you know, keep it and I get rid of it, and you know, that's okay. So, you also know that I've been on a little bit of a journey recently. I have shaved all my life, then I've had some waxes and things like that, and I've got something new to share with you guys. I'm very excited to be working with Smooth Skin, and I have this little device to show you. Because we all know, if you watch the Taboo Topic Tuesday podcast, that my waxing experience was interesting, to say the least. And I would like to find a less painful way to keep the hair away. Because the thing is with the whole waxing thing, like I get it, you go back every 4 weeks. But then like my hair would grow quite long in between, and then I'd want to shave it. And it was just like a little bit of a cycle that I just don't know that I could commit to. But this bad boy is going to change your game. So basically, this is the Smooth Skin Pure device, and it's an IPL light system, and you can use this basically anywhere below your eyeballs. So you can use it on your moustache, which is so useful because that is something that I used to get waxed. You can use it on your armpits, you can use it on your legs, you can use it on your arms, you can literally use it anywhere, and there's different settings. So basically how this works is you use it once a week for a treatment for 12 weeks, and after those 12 weeks your hair has stopped growing back as much because you're literally giving it like little light pulses. This also never runs out of pulses, so this isn't going to die on you, which is useful. I do actually have a discount code, which I'll pop here, so if you want to check it out, but I'll obviously take you through, because if I had this when I was competing for pageants, this would have made life so much easier, because I'm really lazy and I hate to have to shave my legs, but I still want smooth legs. So although like shaving makes them smooth, it doesn't keep them smooth, and that is what this bad boy does. So I'm gonna attempt to show you it on my legs and what you do. I thought it would be not very safe to go for armpits because we all know I'd end up flashing a boob by accident, but I'm just gonna turn it on, and then you'll hear it kind of sounds like a hairdryer, if you know what I mean. So there's different settings. There's light setting, which you're going to use on your face. Just coming in with a little flash warning because the machine does flash as it's working, but that light is what reduces your hair regrowth over time. I'll just show you on my arm. This is just currently the light settings. This is what you'd use for like your moustache, and you put it on and you wait for these lights to build up, and then you click it, and there you go. And it's just like a little warm sensation. So let's show you on my legs. Now I'm actually going to put it on the full beam setting because my leg hair is the most stubborn hair that I have. So there we go. And honestly, like, this doesn't hurt. It's just like a little warm tingle, and I have the world's worst pain threshold. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Honestly, this is so easy. Do this once a week for 12 weeks. Honestly, it's just so great to just do once you get out of the shower. And then you only have to do it every 4 to 8 weeks afterwards. So obviously it's an investment of time, but it's kind of worth it. It also lets you know, like, when it's not on a good bit of skin. So like if I put it at a bit of a weird angle and it's not going to do a good job. It kind of feels like it's lightning. So you're going to take about 10 minutes doing this. There is also a speed treatment. So that little icon is soft for up here. Then that icon is for speed. And then this is just full blast. So yeah, honestly, so simple. And I actually quite enjoy how, you know, when you like get out of the shower in the bath and you're a bit cold, it kind of warms me up a little bit. So that would honestly have been a lifesaver back in pageants, because I could have done it 12 weeks before, and then I wouldn't need to worry about shaving my legs during the week of the competition and like getting regrowth and getting prickly and things like that. And obviously once you have completely smooth legs, that is the best surface to fake tan on. But now that I've showed you this bad boy, I'll obviously link it down below along with my discount code. Check it out. And let's go and dry my hair and then start everyone's favourite, pin curling. Hi, okay, so my hair is now dry. That took about 10 years, but we're going with it. We are gonna actually get into some very pageanty bits right now. Now, I'm not saying that pageants claim pin curls, but that is where I learnt to pin curl from, because I did pageants. So I'm like sat like opposite my mirror so you can kind of see, but yes, I've just blow dried. Now to create these pin curls, I'm gonna do a sped up version. If you guys want like a proper in-depth video, like a new one, let me know. But you're gonna need some hair clips. These metal ones are the best and the easiest to work with. You are going to need a hairbrush, heat protectant, hairspray, and a curler. This is the T3 curler. I love this curler. I'd really recommend it. Anyway, so first things first on the list, let's spray some hair protectant because we don't want to kill our hair. Even if my hair isn't all mine, I still don't want to kill it. So I just section off so that I know what I'm working with. And you can do this on like long hair, short hair, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to do the first question. Are the rules like hairspray on your bum with swimwear and Vaseline on your teeth true? Now, I am obviously someone that's only ever really competed in the UK, and then I competed in one international, but there wasn't that many Americans at internationals. I do think a lot of the pageant stereotypes do come from like the old school pageant shows like Toddlers and Tiaras. I think I have hairsprayed my pants to my bum, just because obviously when you're walking on stage you don't want to get like a wedgie and then like flash your entire arse cheek. Obviously now I wear thongs, but when I was like 17, 18 competing, it wouldn't have just been appropriate. But I have never put Vaseline on my teeth. Like, I honestly don't understand. I feel like it would just make my mouth stick. Like, I don't get it at all. So I have heard of people doing it, but I don't really get what it achieves. Here we go, I've just done the first one, and now I'm just going to grab my 2 fingers and I'm just going to wrap. Oh my god, that's fucking boiling. Be careful not to burn yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Curling your hair can be a fire hazard. Now, the top question that everyone is asking is, will I ever compete again? Now, I think I've mentioned this quite a few times, that I would absolutely love to if I had the time, which I definitely don't right now. But I don't know, like, I don't know if I don't know. Like, I just think I have a lot of reservations in terms of my lifestyle working with pageants. So I don't know. I'd like to, but I wouldn't want to go into something and like not give it 100% and like just I know that I couldn't. I do absolutely miss it with every fibre in my body, like beyond belief. But I also think I've grown a lot as a person, and like back when I used to compete, pageants was all of my life. Like it was the only thing I cared about. Whereas now obviously I'm a lot older. And there's a lot more important things to me than like winning a title. So I think I just have a very different mindset on it, which I think is good and healthy, because I was like too obsessed with it when I competed and like winning was the only option, which I still think I would have, because I'm very much someone that wants to always succeed. So I don't know, it's difficult. It's also very difficult to go from winning like a very great pageant, like everyone always talks about like the fall from grace, and it's not a big deal, but I would be like, oh god, like I feel like there'd be a lot of pressure, especially with being online. I feel like I'd have, if I ever did it, all of you guys would believe in me and really want me to do well, so I feel like there'd be all that pressure, and then there'd be the pressure I put on myself, and I just don't know if it'd be right for me like right now. I don't think I'd like be in a good place with it, because I just think it would overtake my life. People are also asking if I'd ever do pageant coaching. Ladies and gentlemen, I have not been on a stage and walked in heels in 3 years. I would be the worst pageant coach. Like, I genuinely have forgotten how to walk in heels. I have no clue. So no, I will not be doing pageant coaching ever, because I'm freaking clueless. A lot changes in 3 years, and I'm way behind in the times. Okay, you can just see that I'm literally just grabbing the piece of hair, holding it for a bit, and then working with it. Everyone's asking if the other girls were bitchy. Now, I'm gonna say no. I genuinely don't think people were that bitchy, or any more bitchy than if you... I mean, I went to an all-girls school, so, like, I'm kind of used to bitchy. So it didn't really faze me, but I genuinely don't think it was. Like, people obviously had like their agendas, everyone wanted to win, some people took it more seriously than others. I'm one of those people that definitely took it more seriously. But like, the thing is, like, if people didn't win and they were upset about it, they weren't like screaming and crying because this other girl won and she didn't deserve it. They were just upset. Like, it's a very big difference. I don't think people were that bitter. There was some occasions where like you'd hear about people that didn't win, then like freaking kicking off. And like security and things like that. But that is obviously very, very, very rare. I've probably heard about one of that in my entire existence of like 5 years of competing. I've obviously won and lost, and I've sometimes had to go back up on stage to like have a top 5 photo and been absolutely heartbroken that I haven't won, and been like crying my eyes out off stage and has to go back on stage. And I obviously don't want to upset the person that's won and stuff like that, so I just pulled my shit together and tried to make it look like I was crying. And like when I look back at the photos, I don't think anyone would know, but I obviously knew how I was feeling. So I do think it like builds you as a person when you don't win. Like I definitely learned more when I didn't win than to when I did win. But it's all a process. Hi, my hair's done. We're gonna give it a cheeky hairspray. And by a cheeky, I mean a load. Now, I'd normally leave this for as long as I can cope, for as long as I need to be ready, but you can kind of see at the back. It's all the way around, that's why we do it in 2 layers. So now it's makeup time! Now, I used to, like when I did my makeup, like, have like a certain way that I did my makeup, and obviously over time that's changed. So if I was actually competing in a pageant, I would probably put some more steps in, but we aren't makeup artists over here. We're just gonna do a slightly more pageantified version. I spotted one of the questions was like, how long does it take you to get ready? Is it just like a normal night out like get ready routine? And I was like, pretty much. Like, I was speaking to Amy yesterday about it. And obviously she's a makeup artist. Sorry, this is brand new and it's just not coming out. And she was like asking me questions and stuff like that. And I was like, honestly, it's literally like if me and you were to go on a night out, that's how long it takes to get ready, and like that, it's the same process. Like, you know, fake tan, remove your hair, do your hair. This is a Pixie Face Glow. Okay, so yeah, I would normally have fake tanned, but I've still got a natural little bit of colour, and I kind of can't be bothered to fake tan. But when I look back at some old pageant photos, like I laugh at the makeup I used to do. Like when I first, like maybe like the second or third time I did my makeup for a pageant, I went in, and like obviously I was probably like 15 at the time, so makeup trends are very different, but I literally had like a black and grey smoky eye, and it was so unblended, it was hysterical. But obviously at the time I thought my makeup looked amazing, which is fine. We all look back and laugh at our old selves and what we did and how we looked, and that's all just part of it. So yeah, my makeup used to be a lot more precise when I did pageants, but now like I'm very much aware that, you know, who has the time for that, so it's pretty much gonna be a similar process that I normally do, but just the eyes is basically where I'm just gonna make it a bit more pageant, because I very rarely wear eyeshadow these days because that requires effort, and I don't have that. To be fair, this would actually be a great pageant foundation or like night out or anything. This is Giorgio Luminous Silk Foundation. My face is a little bit paler than my body, hence the colouring. But obviously when you used to go on stage, like your makeup would kind of get like blurred out by the lines, lights even, not lines. So you would put on like a bit more, because once you're up on stage and you've got those lights like paling you out, so you'd kind of go in a little bit more with like bronzer and contour. But I mean, we all know that I don't know how to contour, and I've never contoured in my life. I'm a bit more slapdash with my makeup now. I'm gonna actually use like a bit more of a full coverage concealer to cover up the fact I have not slept recently. This is my MAC Pro Longwear concealer. It's a great concealer. Now I will say, whenever Patrick, my makeup artist, used to do my makeup, he would always use like brushes for things. Like, you know, when you were younger and you used to have those like flat foundation brushes? He always used to use stuff like that, or like a fluffy brush on concealer, and whenever I've tried to recreate it I just couldn't do it as well. But I do really like these So brushes for doing it, because I just think, I don't know, I do love a beauty blender, but I just always feel like he made it look more flawless with a brush. Obviously I'm not that skilled, but I can try and pretend. But you can kind of see that like the concealer is brightening up my under eye, but it's not like a whole new shade. I don't want to look like I've just got these little white patches underneath my eye. I always wonder, like, if I went into a pageant interview now, like how would I be? Like, I'd like to think that, because I used to really worry about the interview back in the day, but I'd like to think now that I'd be totally chill, because like my job is kind of like just talking. Powder, I would really recommend the Laura Mercier translucent powder. Like, this is honestly the best powder. And I'm pretty sure that Patrick used to use this powder on me. And I'm pretty sure he used to like give me a little mini to take away with me, because he's the biggest babe. So I am gonna go quite ham with the powder, because I don't want to crease. I also seem to be creasing a lot on my forehead because I'm so expressionate. I have quite a few wrinkles, but that is fine. Now I will say, don't go light on the blusher, because the light will flush it out. And I also feel like blusher just doesn't last on the skin. So don't be afraid to look a little bit rosy. Okay, so let's do eyeshadow. Now, I personally had like a little way that I liked my eyeshadow when I competed. I'm gonna zoom you in. But basically, I only liked mattes on my eyes. That is all I ever wanted, was matte eyeshadow. Whoever did my makeup, I was always like, please just give me matte, because it's again due to like the light, and with photos, that sometimes if you have sparkle on your eye, when you are in the light and having a flash photo, it like reflects and then you can't really see your eye. So I've got this brand new Huda Beauty Naughty palette, which is gorgeous. And I'm literally just gonna stick with the nudes and the matte colours. So I'm just gonna do like a light wash along the crease. Now I used to spend probably like an hour doing my eyeshadow, whereas I just don't have the patience for it now. Like I'm not so much of a perfectionist, because at the end of the day, like no one's gonna notice that tiny bit of eyeshadow that isn't like fully blended. So yeah, I'm just gonna do that. And then I'm actually pretty sure that I either used to do dark all over to make my eyes quite striking, or I used to do like a feathered effect where it would go, not feathered, like an ombre effect, where I'd go from like a light colour to then getting darker. So what I might do is take, oh that's actually quite dark, we're going to pretend that's really light, and just take that across this bit of the eye. And I'm going to do that on the other side as well. I will say that this palette makes the colour look really light and nude, and then it comes out and it's just not. So I like the colour, but it's definitely not as light as it pretends to be. People have also asked what's the best thing to have come from Pageants. And there's kind of like two things. So the big one being Chloe, obviously. In case you guys didn't know, in case you're like semi-new, me and Chloe met when we both competed in Miss Teen Galaxy, and she was Teen Scotland and I was Teen England, and then we went to America together and competed against each other, but we actually became best friends, and the rest is history. And it's been about 4 years since then, maybe even longer. So that is obviously the best thing to have come from Pageants, but I also think that I wouldn't be half the person I am today if I didn't do them. Whether you take that as a positive or a negative is totally up to you, but even my dad, like very much, he wasn't like against Pageants, but you know, it wasn't his forte. Also I'm just doing the bottom lash line. Like he never came to any Pageants, it just wasn't his thing, it was mine and my mum's thing. But he now does say like it definitely made you a stronger person and it made you more able to talk to people and more confident and things like that. So I genuinely think if you are thinking about doing it, then do it, because it's the best thing I could have done. Lashes, lashes, lashes. They are always a big question. Now, I actually think if I wear lashes nowadays, I wear more dramatic ones than I used to. I always wore quite like natural fluttery lashes. Here I have some Unicorn Cosmetics ones. I never know what style they are, but I will check and link them down below if you guys want to check them out, because their lashes are honestly the best. I used to also at one point get lash extensions, but then like once I'd done all like the heavy eyeshadow, like they kind of just got lost. So just ended up sticking with falsies. And I also, when I first started doing makeup, never used to let the lash glue dry a bit. Like I just didn't think it made a difference. Obviously now I leave them to set, but honestly I used to be so impatient. I was like sticking it on my eye and then wondered why it ended up halfway down my eyelid. So if you're not great at lashes, don't rush the process. First of all, I'm just going to use it kind of as like an outliner, just because my lips react to lip liners and I don't like them. So picking up this bad boy. I actually do my lashes with my hands, which again I never used to do. And then I'm just going to place it. It is a fiddly job, I'm not going to lie to you, but once you fiddle with them enough, you will get there. Lashes on, darling! I'm just going to bring you into the light so you can see what my makeup is looking like. I think this is probably the nicest my makeup look in a very long time. I feel like a little bit like a pageant girl. But let's now release the hair Now, I definitely have kind of forgotten how to make my curls last. I'm not sure why, I don't know if it's my newest extensions, but my curls are just not holding, like, at all. I'm honestly not sure why, but we're gonna go with it. And I'm just... Probably doesn't help that I've got freshly washed hair, which I never used to find a problem, but I don't know if, as I'm getting older, second day hair is always actually better to curl your hair on. So don't feel like you have to wake up and wash your hair that morning. I'm literally just letting them all out, bit by bit. Now this is where, again, I never learnt to backcomb. I don't know how to backcomb, and I don't mean like backcomb so you've got like a bee's nest, but just so you can have a little bit of shape around your head. Like, I just can't do it. I just end up looking like a hill, like I've got like a hill on my head. Okay, here we go. Now, I never really used to do a middle part in pageants. I don't know why, I just feel like my curls sat better and with more volume when they weren't in the middle part. So you always look a little bit like a curly whirly Shirley Temple at first, but it does go down, I promise. I just kind of play with it a little bit. Get some more hairspray. Maybe grab a brush and just comb through, because I was always very cautious of having sausage curls, and I never wanted sausage curls, you know, when they like roll into like a little sausage. I don't know why I called them sausage curls, but it's definitely a thing in my vocabulary. Okay, see, look, that's going into sausage curl because it's like rolling into one. So I just have to split it up. So this is me. Hi, this is pageant vibes, but we are not going to stop here. I'm not taking you for this entire journey to not get dressed up and try and walk. So I'm going to go and grab my tippy toes, and we are going to attempt to do my favourite round. Let's see how this goes. From my boobs. So, my favourite round was swimwear. I don't know why I have decided to get into the bikini that I won in and attempt to now walk for you all. I'm a bit scared, I'm not gonna lie. I have not done this in 3 years. I don't even know how to walk in heels. It's all a big drama. But this bikini, I'm gonna try not to flash my boob. I sewed in not just one chicken fillet, but like 5, because obviously I didn't have any boobies at the time and I wanted to make it look like I had some boobies. So now I look like I've got fake boobs and it looks like I've had a boob job, but I have not. So this was my outfit. Now this sarong was not actually what I wore, but I don't know where the sarong I wore was. This bikini's from Moda Minx, but I basically bought the top and then bought the matching bottoms, and then the bottoms were like very bare and these are a bit more covered up, so I like took the embellishment off those bottoms and put them on these ones. I was quite, you know, the creative soul. Now these are Chinese laundry tippy toes. These have got some question marks over them in the pageant industry. People hate them or they love them. I get why people hate them, they're freaking ugly, but they were always the shoes that were the easiest to walk in whilst giving you height. Mine are butchered and like ruined, and I don't think I've worn these since maybe about 2 years ago. Me and Chloe wore them for New Year's Eve, but where this heel is like by itself and got no support, it bends in, so when you see people on stage walking in them, it looks like their shoe's gonna snap. I'm kind of scared to do this. I'm so, oh God, this is weird, this is very weird. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this without laughing, I'm not gonna lie to you. I did it for 5 years of my life, but now it seems comical. Okay, yeah, we're in the living room because this seems to be the room with the most space. I also don't have contact lenses in. Oh my God, I cannot walk in these shoes. I need music, but I can't play music because of bloody copyright. So I'm gonna pretend this is my sarong, even though I actually had one like on my arms that I took off. I don't know where it's gone. What did I use, like, what do I do? Like, wait, I'm actually lost. Like, genuinely, if I tried to do a pageant right now, I'd be like, sorry, what do you do? Let's just practice some walking. God, that shoe feels very unsteady. I cannot believe I'm doing this. I actually hate myself. So, let's pretend front is the centre and then we go either side. Okay, Misha, channel your inner pageant Misha. I know it's been a while, but you can do this. Okay. Why can't I do this? This just feels so strange. You are wearing a crown. You are fabulous. You look great. You've got this. Oh my God, I don't like it. I don't like it. Oh my God, I've actually forgotten what you do. I've actually forgotten. Then you do like some sort of like, oh, I actually did that quite smoothly. And then you do like a little pose. Why does this feel so peculiar? Like it's so strange. You can do something for so long in your life and then you stop doing it. And then it feels really weird. I remember what I always used to get told is don't, I'm just gonna put this down for a second because it's not really much use. This is my little bit of pageant training that I've learned from other people telling me. Don't walk like crossing your legs. The fact I'm literally in my living room with a pair of heels on and a bikini on camera, how is this ever normal? Like I'm very confused. And also what I used to do, which is so funny, is I literally used to stare at the judges and not look at anything else. So I'd literally be like eyeing them up, whereas you should look around and appreciate the audience. So, okay. Yeah. I need to learn some new poses. Everyone used to love a little like, you'd come in and then you'd go. There was always this like move that I tried to get taught, but I just couldn't do it. And it's basically where like you step and turn, but like you don't just spin on your foot. Honestly, people that are in like Miss Universe and Miss USA that like manage to twirl, we're gonna try, if I fall on my face, I fall on my face. You know what? That wasn't awful. Probably not the most elegant I've ever done, but it's fine. Also, there used to be a really big thing with doing like the behind the shoulder look, which I definitely used to do, and then it kind of got, oh, God, this is quite aggressive. I'm gonna do this one properly. I'm gonna put on music and I'm gonna put on copyright music over the top. Now, the song that I always used to practice pageants to was Blank Space by Taylor Swift, and we're gonna bring it back. This was my song because I always felt sassy with this song. You know this is going to be sung and I'm so sorry. Nice to meet you, where you been? I can show you incredible things. Magic, madness, heaven sends. Saw you, I screwed it up. Saw you there and I thought, oh my God, look at that face. You look like my next mistake. Honestly, you would not believe how fun it is just roaming around in your bikini in your living room. Again, I literally have forgotten how to walk. Okay, we're going to try and do it seriously now. Look at that face. You look like my next mistake. Oh, she's a sass queen. Yes, you pose. Okay, I still can't stay serious. I'm really sorry about that. Are we? No. Okay, so I'm realising I just looked back at a video of myself. I'm doing what I was always told not to do, which I'm bouncing and swinging my arms too much. So we're going to make this look more flawless and less like a 12-year-old. Remember, I haven't walked as a miss. I've only ever walked as a teen, which is a very different walk. Take two. Till you put me down, oh, I knew you were trouble when I spun in. It's a shame on me now, there's me two places. I've always got the words wrong. Spin, 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 and pose for me, ladies and gentlemen, and then do a typical Misha. I'm really sorry. Whoops. Okay, after playing pageant for like an hour and a half, I should probably get on with my actual life, but let's just have a little chat. Okay, so this brings us to the end of my little pageant glow up, get ready with me, kind of like throwback video. I know you guys seem to be really enjoying the pageant videos, so let me know if you want any more, because it was such a big chapter in my life, and I feel like the last 3 years I've kind of just like closed the book on it and not really like delved into it much, which I want to because it was such a big part of my life. But honestly, it's been so much fun playing dress up and so funny. Like, it's so crazy what was so normal to me about like prancing around and like being in heels and like, you know, all this was so peculiar, like honestly, so strange. But I hope you've enjoyed and I hope you've laughed along with me, and yeah, I love you guys lots and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.